Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning on Thursday morning? I'm not used to having to come home from work on Wednesday nights, but I did have to work last night. Good morning, Mr. JT and Mr. Pete. Hope you fellows are doing great this morning. I came home and went out to the room out here where I do the broadcast and my smoking room, and I heard a weird noise coming from the AC, so I think it has finally bitten the bullet. It's reading some weird reading on the screen, and it was making a funny noise. I banged on it a little bit. I think I've got it possibly working for a minute, but I'm going to have to order one today, put a new one in, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. Hopefully it won't be too hot out here while I'm out here. Good morning, Knives Are Life. Hope you're doing well, sir. Good morning, Mister. So, whoops, my coffee's in the way. Sorry about that. So let's talk about what knives I carried last night. I got a couple new ones yesterday. This is one of them. It is a Beyond EDC asymmetrical Dirk Pinkerton Night Horse. And I like it a lot better than I thought I would. I got it because of the deal I got on it. I got it for $80. So I figured, heck, full titanium S35VN Dirk Pinkerton knife for $80 that supposedly hadn't been used and looks like it hasn't. It has no marks anywhere on it. Even the clip is flawless. But the feels of it are better than I thought it would be. The ergos are good on it. The balance is good. It feels like it would be a good chopper. Good morning, Andrew B. It's got a nearly 4.5-inch blade. I like the jimping on it. Like I said, it's very comfortable. So yeah, I had that in the front pocket all night. And in the back pocket, I had one of my Tucsons that I showed yesterday. I've already put it back in the Tucson case because I needed to clean up the desk a little bit this morning, but I guess I'll pull it back out here. It was the circle one. I had this in my back pocket because it's kind of slim and it feels good in the back pocket. So I had that in the back pocket. And then as y'all know, I had this Vosteed Naga. Morning, TC. How's your cut doing? Any better? So as y'all know, I had this Naga, and now I have a second one. I got the ocean colored one, and it looks a lot better than I thought it would. I like the color of that golden brown kind of color. So now I have two. I think I'm going to be selling this one off. It's basically brand new also. I got it in a bundle deal with that one. I paid $80 for it also. Full transparency. So it was unused, and the guy thought he was going to keep it, but decided not to. So I picked up both of these for $80 a piece on a bundle deal, and I think that's pretty fair because this one is $140 on websites. And then you take off $13 for or $14 for the 10% off, still $126. So to get it for $80 was very fair. Still $46 off, or 33%, something like that. Yeah, it is a micarta. which is super cool. It's got good texture. It's not too slick, but it's not too rough. So yeah, got that one. I'm gonna put these back in the box where I had them because I'm trying to clean up a little bit. And let's see, what else did I get? Oh yeah, I got the dang it, what did I do with it? Oh, I got the file, the good one, the real one with the lines on it there, and it definitely works. I guess I could demonstrate it a little bit on this piece of aluminum I got over here, but I also bought this handle to hold it, but as you can see, that just went in pretty deeply into that aluminum with just a few strokes. So if I wanted to make jimping on that aluminum, I would get my lines drawn, and then I would just simply do this a few times, and I would have my two jimping lines. So it works a lot better than that diamond one. This is a cool handle I bought that fits all files. You tighten this end down and it clamps down these two metal jaws right here to hold different files. So that was a cool little pickup off of Amazon, because as you know, files don't have handles, and this gives any kind of file a handle. I could show you an example here if I can get this off. I got it super tight, and I think I'm almost going to have to get some pliers to get it off, but yep, I can't get it loose. Let me see if I can. There we go. So yeah, you just unscrew it and it widens these jaws right here. And you can take another file like I've got over here, like say this big file, and you can put this down in the handle here. You can turn this knob to tighten it, and it will clamp up on that file. So now I've got a handle on this file. I didn't get it straight, but anyway, you see how it works. Cool little handle though. Alright. So, since I had to work last night, I wasn't able to be here to get anything kind of set up to work on today. So I thought we would just hang out and talk knives and figure out something to talk about. Don't have anything really I need to work on at the moment. Of course, we can always work on something, but thought we would just look at some new knives and maybe look at some knives y'all been thinking about. Y'all can give me some recommendations on things to look at, help me out. And just kind of talk knives this morning. I did have a couple of things that came up. Let's see. On the Discord, the topic of Two Sons came up because of the new channel I made about eBay auctions. And so I wanted to make sure everyone knew about a certain site that is fake. I'm sure a lot of you know about that, but if you don't, there's a site called Tucson-Knives.com that has been around for a little while now. Yes, sir, mine is still en route. There's a site called Tucson-Knives.com, and it looks like a legit site. The only problem is the prices look crazy, and they're all the same on a lot of knives. But I myself almost tried to order one from here because of how legit it looks. And if you go to their folding knife section, they've got just about every Tucson you can think of possible. They've been around for a couple of years, but it is a total scam site. So do not ever give them your credit card number or use them to purchase Tucsons. Tucson-Knives.com. Do not use it. You cannot get these Tucsons for these prices. They try to make them look kind of close to the right price, but they're still way underpriced, all of them. So that's usually a good sign. And they will have models that nobody else has. That's another good sign. But the thing I use this site for sometimes is to find some Tucson knives and pictures of them that I can't find other places. So I always try to turn everything into good. Yes, do not use this site. Unless you're using it like I am for research on some pictures of Tucsons that you want to try to find on the secondary market. But you're not going to find this knife for $35. I mean, you might, pretty close, but a lot of these are old knives, so don't use this site at all. Whatever you do. Tucson-Knives. All right, now we got some questions in the chat. First one was, what die did I use for my scales on my God of Mischief? And the die you need to use is any kind of leather die. It needs to be made for leather though, not RIT die. And the brand I use is Fiebings or Fiebings, Fiebings apostrophe S, Fiebings. And if you go to Amazon and you type in black leather dye, I believe it will pop up. Yes. So it will be the first one that pops up. They do have it in different colors. You can get it if you just type in leather dye. I bet it also pops up, but it will give you more colors. It does come with two of these little applicators, the wool daubers. As far as prep goes, on what I did to prep the scales before dyeing them, all I did was clean them very, very well. I scrubbed them with a Scotch-Brite, and then I cleaned them with acetone. You could use alcohol, whatever you want to use. I just made sure to try to get as much of the oil and grease off of them as I could. And then, since they were from the bolster down, I was able to, since they were only this long and they weren't the full length of the knife, I was able to just drop them down in this black dye for a couple of hours, and that worked really well on getting them solid. But I've got two different colors of this. I've got black and blue. The blue would work on natural micarta, but on the darker browns and stuff, it's probably best to go just black. Let's see. Andrew got his Shortcut clone in the mail, and he got his springs. I did TC. I'm not sure about that leather die, but I did read on some forums that this is pretty good. That people that do leather work actually use this die too. But I'm not familiar with what the one. Oh, this right here. But a lot of professionals do use this fibings or whatever it's called. They make it in big bottles too, but here's the one TC was talking about, I guess. And they have it, looks like, in all different colors. Brown, burgundy, brick, oxblood, jet black. So the jet black is currently unavailable. Let's see, maybe it's available somewhere else. TC said that stuff's good. You get 3 fluid ounces for $12, and this one you get 3 fluid ounces for $10. So, oh, that's Eagle. That's a different brand. Sorry. This one you get 4 ounces for $10. So you get an ounce more. Let me make sure. Yeah, 4 ounces for $10 or 3 ounces for $12. Yep, John, that's all I did. Morning, Ron Crow. Good morning, Michael. Michael, I don't know about G10, but I know that RIT works awesome on G10. That's what I've used on all my G10. I would imagine this would work on G10 also, but I know both the different kinds of RIT work perfect on G10. The regular RIT and the synthetic. I've got like 20 colors of RIT dye for G10 specifically, and that's what I use on all my G10, but you have to heat it up in a pan. You can watch tutorials on how to do RIT dye, but you bring it to a boil. And what I do is I bring it to a boil, then I drop the scales in, then I let it boil for 10 minutes, then I turn off the heat, and I let it sit for another 10 minutes. And then I get them out and rinse them off. So that's what I do with that. Let's see here. Yeah, the synthetic is pretty good. I've shown y'all a bunch of pictures of all the knives I've dyed. I really like that plum color, wine colored is a really cool color. And I bought all kinds of jade G10 knives specifically for dyeing. No, you don't have to heat up the leather dye, Michael. Micarta is a much more absorbing material than G10, I would say. You don't have to heat it up. And you can just brush it on with the little brush and let it sit, but I got really good results, so I'm going to try to submerge it from now on and let them soak in there, because that worked really good. And I think what I'm going to do is dilute it down with a little water if I need to make enough liquid to where I can drop a full entire scale down in there. But let me show you real quick some of the colors that I've gotten with dye, since we're talking about it. So on the Discord and the buy, sell, and trade, I had some bundles. Let me see if I can just type bundle. So yes, right here. So a bunch of these knives. So that blue one on the right there was started out as jade, like the middle one, and then it turned out that color with the writ. This orange one, I used orange writ, and the blue one, I used the purple or blue, and the green one, I used green writ. So all three of those were dyed from jade. They were all jade, and then they turned those three colors. Then this one, I did the blue one on the left and the green one on the right. So you can see what a blue looks like and a green looks like. And they started out like the middle one, jade or natural. And then this is the wine color that I was talking about. I really like it. I did this orange one and the green one. That one on the left was already blue. I didn't do it. But I did do that wine, orange, and green one. So G10 works great on those. Yeah, I always choose jade if I have an option on G10, because then I know I can make it any color I want to. I have dyed a couple of white knives different colors, but jade takes color the best. It takes it better than white. White and red make a pink knife, whereas jade and red make a red knife. Because jade is a natural, that's the color, yes, that's natural, what they call natural G10. So yeah, they're all very solid colors. And like I said, I really like that wine color. I don't know, there's just something about it, and with blue accents it looks good. Alright, what did I have next? There was something else in the Discord I wanted to, let's see, we talked about all that stuff. JT got his NX clone in finally. Pocket check today. Nick has gotten his Evo 4 and his Riot baby machine. There's the two I carried last night. As you can see, the size difference. Oh yeah, that was one I wanted to break out this morning because I haven't put hands on it in a minute. But that is the Barfione Custom Warhound. JT was talking about that being one of his Grail knives, and he was talking about a real one, not a clone one, but I do have a clone one, so I thought we would take a look at it if I can find it back here. Should be towards the back with the big stuff back here, maybe. Well, not finding it, so that's always lovely. It's my favorite thing. My clone box is probably one of my hardest boxes to find knives in, because I keep changing up the order in it. And I know that they're all in here, but I have to usually go through knives one at a time to find stuff, except for certain rows of knives. All right, where are you? Oh, there you are. I see your pivot sticking out. Yes, John, you can get a clone one. This is it. And you ask about flicking from the fuller, and you can. I haven't opened this one in a while, so that lock was probably Well, I say you can, and I did, but this lock is pretty stiff. Dang. I might need to tune this one. I haven't even checked it. Let me see. Yeah, it's not wanting to flick much from the fuller. Ow, that hurts my finger too. But I guarantee you, I did it the first time I tried. Then I can't do it again. I guess I'm putting pressure on the lock bar the way it's made. Yeah. Good morning, Sever 7. John, you'd have to find it on secondary now, I think. I asked around a couple of people that I know have one to see if they might want to sell one. So I might be able to find you one. They're not that expensive. Yeah, I could take a little bit out of that lock bar and make it easier to reverse flick. I don't know how I got it that first time. The D10 is very strong on it. That's the problem. It's a cool knife though. It's one of the Marfion customs that I like, alongside with the SOCOM Bravo. SOCOM Bravo, is it the SOCOM Bravo 1 and the Dock? So the Dock is another one. These three knives are really nice. Big, huge titanium. This company is not out of business. They don't sell them. I don't know who actually made this one, but they were all over DHgate, and I might still be able to find you one online somewhere. I'll look into it. I haven't looked at them for a while. Somebody should have a shelf full of these somewhere, because they were all over DHgate. But they come up, a lot of people in the Chinese knife subreddit have them. And Matt Maurer, this one is an Navara, is that it? Yeah, Navara blade shape, or Navara knife shape and blade shape. I think that's how you say it and spell it. Good morning, by the way, sir. If you look up this knife, it's called the Dirk Pinkerton Night Horse. It will tell you what it's modeled after, and it's modeled after those shaped knives. So, Dirk Pinkerton Night Horse. It's beyond EDC, and that's not the right site right here. Love them knives. Still not the right one. Yeah, Navaja. So it's Navaja knife blade. Navaja. I was trying to find the actual one I got. I thought they had right here. Yeah. High performance manual folder, features a 4.5 inch S35. I could have sworn it said something about what it was modeled after. I saw it somewhere. So if you look up the knife, it's Navaja. Yeah, there's the word Navaja. Yeah, Navaja knife. So there's a bunch of them, and it's a Spanish folding The Cold Steel has a few knives in this style, like the Espada. The Espada is the same type of blade shape. But that is what the blade shape is called. And Nick was right. I guess there's a CRKT. Yeah, I've got a Ritual as well. Is the Ritual a Levant? Because it's more of a curve. I don't know. I guess it is. Yeah. So that's more Persian. Yeah, that's what I thought. This curve is more of a Persian style knife than a Spanish style, but they're very similar. Except one curves up at the end and one is kind of straight. The Persian knives, they curl up like that, so Persian style knife. Well, not seeing. Yeah, you see how a lot of these curve up at the front? This one, there's a Ritual again. There's a Persian. There's a Persian style. That's a pretty cool one. CH knife. They did a Kickstarter, evidently, back in 2021. And the Custom Knife Factory Persian is a good example. It's an example. It does curve up a little bit. If you want a very nice one, get that one. But yeah, like I said, I'm loving the I'm loving the feel of this knife. It's very well balanced. It's got a good size. My fingers, I can grab it anywhere. It feels comfortable anywhere along the handle. And back here, I feel like you could really get some chopping done if you needed to. So I think this would be a heck of a workhorse. And the action on it's perfect. I mean, it just drops perfect. Partly due to because of how big the blade is, but it's also built good too. So yeah, cool knife. The clip felt good last night. But these are three great, probably the three best, what I would consider the three best Microtech knives, or Marfione / Microtech knives. Talking about another big old knife, that K2 makes this knife look little. I need to put these three together so that they kind of live in the box together, so when I go to pull one of them out, I can talk about all three of them. All right, where do I need to put them? This is another awesome knife. I've got the mid-size one coming in. This is the SMF. I've got the SNG coming in soon, so that'll be cool. And this is a big boy too, the Rad Knife Shepherd. This one is still longer. Some of my bigger clones. All right, let's see what to talk about now. There was something else still. I want to share this beautiful picture. This is one of my favorite blade shapes, as it is, I guess, Mr. John's. But that's a beautiful shot. That is oh, the SOCOM. Yeah, I'll show the action on it. Let me see. So reverse flick is easy. The close takes just a couple of little shakes. One if you do it proper, but if you just do a light shake, it takes a couple. Reverse flick is super easy though. Regular flick is even easier. Lock up very good, like maybe 40%. Bring the shepherd back out. That's the shepherd. Rad knives, all open along the back. You definitely can reverse flick it, and it has a giant finger choil that is very comfortable. The other one that I absolutely love was the first one that I modified, and that is the DSK Tactical Diamondback. And I did a flipper tab delete on this one. It was my first flipper tab delete, but look how thick that blade stock is. CTS XHP. But this DSK Tactical Diamondback is pretty awesome now with this flipper delete. And it came with a backspacer, but the original comes with barrel standoffs, so I made these. I bought some little aluminum pieces and then I sanded them down to where they were the right length. And I bought the right diameter where the original screws would go right through them. So I customized this one to look more like the original. Yeah, neither one of these are available anymore. I started picking them up when I started really getting into clones. Ed has one of these, the Shepherd. And the Rad knives, I've got the cleaver also. That's the one I showed you last week. I don't know what I did with the cleaver because I got to put the clip on it. I thought I might have sat it over here, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. But it's around here somewhere. But it is a giant thing too. Aha, here it is. So this is another one by Rad Knives, and Ed has this one too. But the cleaver, the big giant Rad Knives, titanium beast. I've got to get the clip mounted on it. It's D2. And it's big too. Kind of ridiculous big. And it needs, I mean, it's got so much blade, you can flick off the blade just fine. As long as you're not greasy. So I could do a flipper delete on this one, and you can just put your finger anywhere against this side over here. It's so big. That's the Shepherd though. I mean, that's the cleaver, and then this is the Shepherd. Yeah, and this blade is thick enough that it could have a hollow grind. I would love to send it to somebody and get a hollow grind. Cleavers have that to hang them up on the wall, I believe. I mean, that's what big meat cleavers have, that because it's a cleaver, so you can hang it up on the wall by that. And since it's modeled after a big butcher's cleaver, it's to hang it. That's what I would say. Since it's a cleaver and That's what they do with big cleavers. I would guess that's why they did it. And then the other big one that I got is this one is available at the moment, and this is the Skyke Rogue Shark. And it's got a crazy multi-ground blade, compound ground. The Shepherd doesn't say, I don't think, D2 on it. No, it says, like the rest of these, CTS XHP, but who knows what it really is. It could be 9CR for all I know. It says CTS XHP just like all these. This one says that. But this one is available. The cleaver is D2, but it says D2 on it. But this Skyke Rogue Shark is pretty cool too, as far as big knives go. It's got really good action. It feels really good in hand too, but it weighs a lot too. .38 ounces, nearly 3/4 of a pound. So yeah, when I was complaining about 8 ounces and I say I like this one, I don't know, this one's only got a thumb stud on one side. So if you wanted to reverse flick it only, you could swap the stud over. I think I did have it over on this side at one point. It's a cool knife though. The Shepherd is that's a good question. I don't think it's a clone. I think it's made by Rad Knives, so it might have real blade steel. Yeah, I just confused myself. I think Toxic Fab is who made this clone of a Rad Knife Shepherd. I think the Rad Knife Shepherd is the real knife, and Toxic Fab is who made this clone, but that might be the case. I think that is the case. But right here, so Slice Fine Knives, this is a real one. So Rad is the real brand. And Toxic Fab is who made the one I've got, I believe. Yeah, so Andrew, yes sir. I have. Have you seen my Migarons? Because I would suggest anybody that likes the PMP knives to get a Migaron instead at half the price. I don't think I've had my Migarons out since you've been around. But let me grab them and show you, because the Get On, oh, he's dropping some Dawns. So this is the, when is he going to drop some Dawns? Dan Stan, morning sir, I'm going to get your winning knife sent off today, I believe. So this is the Miguron Arma. And you see that it is a definite overbuilt knife. Pretty big, beautiful looking milling. This is the Arma. Then this is the Miguron Arma XL. That is even a bigger overbuilt knife with DLC and that fine milling and M390 blade steel. So that is the Arma XL. And then this one looks like the PMP Alpha, and that is the, ow, good grief, it hurt me. This is the Miguron Get On in DLC and M390. And this one is half the price of the PMP Alpha. And is about exactly the same dimensions, except it weighs, it's the same size, thickness, and in length, but it weighs almost 5 ounces lighter than the PMP. So yeah, the Get On is what I would tell you to get if you like a PMP, because you can get them for half the price. And if you let me hook you up with my buddy who's a Miguron dealer, I can get it for even less than that. They've shipped, I believe, but they're still on the way. I don't think anybody's gotten one yet, Sever. My, they have shipped, though, supposedly. Mine is showing it's on the way. Good morning, Ed. Good to see you back, buddy. But the Rad Knife Shepherd, you can find the real one. Let's see. There was another one with the Damascus. Found the Shepherd clone on sale for only $43. So 3 years ago, you could have gotten one of them for $43, which is pretty wild. I think that's a crazy price, because people are saying this is a bad, yeah, I don't know. But they do have them on Arizona Custom Knives. Let's see. I think they spell it with an A on here, maybe. No. I could have sworn there was one on here. But I think Toxic Fab is who made these actual clones. Like I said, Mr. Ed has one too. Yeah, I don't know where to send you to find one now, a real one. Yeah, here's 3 pieces from Colin of Toxic Fab. Oh no, Toxic Fab was Rad Knives. So I'm wrong about that too. But there's the cleaver. And these are 2 more from Rad Knives, Toxic Fab. I think something happened with this guy, and he might have gotten involved in some illicit behavior or something, and maybe went down into a hole. So that's why he quit making knives, rad knives. But he made some awesome big chunky knives. And then they started to clone them. So that is that. I'm getting a Nagain soon, Sever. But I've got the other two that you just said. So since we're showing my Migarons today, might as well show them. I've got the case right here. So we'll go from largest to smallest, I guess. This is my newest one, I believe. And right now the name is escaping me. I'll think of it here in just a second. The I don't know what it is. This is the Vein, Migaron Vein. Milling on it is excellent too. This is a lot of people's favorite crossbar lock knife. It's got a nice hand satin. This is called the Preyer, Preyer. It's got an awesome compound ground blade too. 4 little different grinds on it there. So this one is almost as big in total length as the Get On, but the Nagain is the last big one that I'm waiting on. This is the Miro that Sever just said he wanted. Awesome milling on it. And it's one of the best front flippers with a compound ground hollow grind. This is a classic knife. And how long is it? Is it longer than the... I guess it could go there. That's the Miro. Then these two are the Eckery and Ackery. 2 more front flippers that they make. And I think the Eckery is the bigger one. And the Ackery is the smaller one. But they both have, or this one has a hollow grind. This one has a flat grind. Then you've got the Kavog, Kavog, I believe this one's called. Again with the milling. And this is the guy I was talking about the other day that started out as a clone maker under the name Samir, S-A-M-I-E-R. That's his name, Sam. And this is the Mojarl. And then he stopped making clones and started making Migaron. But he was big in the clone game, Samir. And this is the Mojarl, which is a lot of people's #1 knife too. It's got an awesome just overall look to it. It's so comfortable. Great. But he does the most excellent milling job of any maker out there, just about. There's that one. Then I got 3 more. This is the Gladiator 2. And it is a front flipper with a clip point kind of gladiator looking blade. Then the same style handles is the Glear 2. And this one has a straight back blade shape. And then this is the Preyer 2, which is the second model of this one. And I don't know why they made it so much smaller as the version 2. The second one from the right is the Preyer, Preyer, or Some places add a T on the end, so I don't know which one is proper. I think it's just the prayer, but they add a P-R-E-Y-E-R-T on some of them. But this is the prayer 2. But I want to show y'all one thing with these knives and why he's such a good maker and why he did so good in clones. And if I take this knife apart, I want you to see the care he takes into all the knives he makes and how much pride he has in his knives. So he does stuff that you don't have to do as a maker just because he wants to have quality things. So let me show you real quick if I can find the right tools here. So let me show you this. Yeah, I didn't think that was the right size. That was weird that went down in there. But check this out. This is how much pride he takes in his work. He did milling on all the pockets that he milled out. And he put a little edge around it, a chamfered edge, but that's how much pride he takes in his knives. The part of the knife nobody will ever see is milled and more decorative than a lot of places, and he did it on both sides. I don't know if y'all can see that down here, but I will show you. So he did it on this side as well. He milled out lines on all the weight reduction pockets and put a border around it. Yeah, pretty wild. But that's when you've got pride in your knives, when you do stuff like that. It's what you do when people aren't looking that makes you who you are. And that's kind of how I feel about him and making knives. He didn't have to do that. He milled out the pockets for weight reduction because that makes sense on these giant knives. But going so far as to do all that extra milling was just a pride thing. This one is fun to put back together because of these long standoffs. So give me just a second here. So what's weird is these, I didn't even know these had these, but in the middle it's got a T6, and then on the outside it's like a T10. So I thought I was gonna have to find my T10, but I don't have to find it because it's got a T6 in the middle, and I'm not getting these lined up. But so these line up, and then you put a screw in from the other side. And I don't know if they've got, there we go. I knew something wasn't on there right. There we go. But yeah, that's one of those stories about a clone maker who then started making real knives, and he kept doing extremely high quality things to his knives, even stuff like that he didn't have to. But this is the Get On, like I said. And I try to tighten this pivot as tight as I can. I didn't even know it had that T6 in the middle. Great knife. So yeah, that's my Miguron collection. Hadn't shown it in a little while. But let's go look at the website for I want to compare. I want to show you the PMP Alpha Beast versus the Get On. Alpha Beast Gen 2. So as you see, very similar in looks to the Get On. Let me show you here. So the Get On, has the same kind of squared off shape, and I think it looks better myself than the Alpha Beast. But as far as size goes, the Alpha Beast here is 9.125 inches long, and 16.68 ounces in weight. All right, so if I go back here and I type in Migron Get On, it is, instead of $700, it's $360. It is 9.25 inches long, so an eighth of an inch longer. 4.13 inch blade compared to a 4-inch blade, so it's got a 0.1 inch blade longer. The blade thickness is 0.35 and the Alpha Beast is 0.39, so very close. And then this is the main thing. The weight on it is 319 grams compared to 16.68. Hey Google, what's 319 grams in ounces?
319 grams is 11.252 ounces.
So it weighs 11.25 ounces instead of 16.68 ounces. So almost a third less. 5 ounces less. For a knife with a longer blade and a longer overall length. So all that internal milling that he did saved a ton of work. But I think it looks better too. I think the Alpha Beast looks too blocky, and the Get On has got more of a streamlined look to it. But anyway, $700. I got both of these. So through my dealer, I can get you one of these through my buddy. Let me see. I believe about 70%. So 360 times 0.7. 252. So probably around 260. I think I paid like around 260 for this one, and then the Arma XL that I got is 350 times 0.7. 245, so maybe like 250 and 260 instead of 350 and 360. So yeah, 260 for that knife. No, Nick, they're not much thicker. I just read the blade stock. It's 0.39 to 0.35. And the overall width, I've seen them measured. They're very close. 0.35 to 0.39 is not much difference. I mean, look how wide that thing is. It's stupid wide. It's 0.814. 0.814 I think the Alpha Beast is 0.9. So 0.814 to 0.9. But I'm not, I mean, we could go find out. Alpha Beast thickness total. Yeah, that's not it. Point 393. 0.9, yeah. 0.9 to 0.814. Yeah, I was dead on that one. Yeah, it's 0.9 right here for the PMP, and it's 0.814. But it weighs 5 ounces more. And this one is a limited edition one for $800. All right, let's see. What else y'all talking about? Oh yeah, Sever mentioned that they're going to be coming out with some more Dawns, but then he said what? He's going to stop making knives for a while? Wow. Well, all right then. I hate to see you go, but I hope you move on to bigger and better things in your life. Yep, 0.9 to 0.814. I mean, it's pretty thick. The Arma XL is I think just as thick, if not thicker. They're very similar in size. I knew that was going to happen. I was about to say something about it, and that it was about to piss me off, but oh well. So yeah, it's pretty funny putting these knives in cases. I've got they have their own case. All my Migrons go in their own case here, and I have to use the straps only. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me get these first 3 in there, and then we'll move on and talk about something else. I use one of these double cases like I've shown y'all before, those electronics cases, but I put those 3 right there, and then there's a zipper pouch over here. There's actually 2 zipper pouches, but when I use this one down here, it won't hit the other knives. So you see when I fold it over, it's not going to hit those. So I put all those 4 big ones over there, and then I put all the other ones in one side of this so they don't hit each other. But these all will actually tuck into these things perfectly. I put these right here. Then I put this one. So I don't know, let me see, get it to where you can see what I'm doing. And then I just kind of put all the rest of them in here, but I have just enough room in this case for now to put all my Migrons without them hitting each other. So those go there. And this one is called the, man, why can't I remember the stupid name of that one? I just got it not long ago. This Kavog is a pretty cool one. if you like that blade shape. And the Miro is something else. A lot of people do a front flipper delete on it, and it makes it a beautiful knife closed. Like it looks like that closed. And you can reverse flick off the little fuller little window, the little Vero. Like, I wonder if Vero copied his off the Miro. But as you can see here, this case works out perfect for my Migarons. I don't need to buy any more right now because I can have all 10 of these right here and then these 4 right here. So I've got 14 Migarons and none of them hit each other. And this case works perfect for that. I don't have this case labeled because I know what it is. It's the only double case I got like this that is black. That's where all my Migarons live. I've got everything put up except for my Nooks, Tucson. I've got to move all my Kubies to a new spot because the Kubi and Kaiser bag is officially full now. I mean, hard case. So these are the random knives that need a home that are still sitting out. I need to figure out what to do with these. I've got a couple of Kubies. And then all the rest of these over here. Oh yeah, this one needs I've got a place for my Voss Steeds now. That one goes there. Then all these other ones over here to the right are the ones I use for size comparisons, except I got my two 8010s sit over here. I got my Osborne, my Smock, my PM2, my Para 3, my Mannix, my Shaman, and my Shortcut that always sit over here to the side. So these are always sitting over there because I use them on unboxing. I was talking to somebody about this knife the other night. I don't know why I got the serrated one. I got it for the scales because of how good of a deal I got on these Meat and Boss circuit board scales. And I was going to buy a new blade and replace it at some point, but I never did. But if I was cutting rope every day, I'd probably like it. But yeah, all these I use for size comparisons, and I carry and use my 8010s all the time. So they lay there, and then these other ones just don't have a home yet. And I've got this one actually has a home. These two Kubies need to go with all the other Kubies. I'm selling this one. I've got to finish the mirror polish on it. I'm real close to it. I think I might anodize it to sell it. Somebody would like buying it in a cool color. But that's why it's sitting out, because it's for sale, kinda. This is that Lemifshi original that I got to find a place for. My clone box is full. These are my two Kubies, like I said. And then the other two are two new knives I got this week that haven't found a home yet. And then this Breaker clone. Haven't found a home yet. I try to stay organized. But then I got the magnet behind me back here. And I'll show y'all what's on it too, because it's kind of funny. So it's got those two, that $19 titanium knife that I did black and black wash the blade. It's got that $19 one, and then the $39 full titanium one. Those two that I got off of Amazon, the absolute cheapest full titanium knife that you can buy, $19.99 right here. And then the other one made by that same company. Yeah, I do too. Knives are life. A lot more than I thought I would, because the blade is long enough. It would look bad if it was so short. But So those two are back here on the magnet behind me. Then I got my Rat 1.5 back here on the wall behind me that I put the titanium scales on. Then I got a random Rook titanium knife that I can't find a place for because I only own one of them. Then I have my Ontario Carter that I bead blasted. Then I've got that other little M390 full titanium knife. It's like 110 bucks. Then I've got my Wee Elementum that I'm going to sell. Right now I've got this out. It goes with the other Cortex. I've got two more Cortex. I just got to put it in the bag, but I threw it on the magnet. I got my Jetstream back here on the magnet. I mean my mini jet, sorry. I've got that new RJ Martin clone back here on the magnet. I've got my Devo Growler back here on the magnet. And I got my Riot PL XE back here on the magnet. So all these knives were sitting back here on the wall behind me on that magnetic strip. This one has a home. I just hadn't put it back up yet. But the rest of these don't have a home. I had to pull this out of my nice knife box because I ran out of space in it. And I knew I wanted to sell it. And after I looked at that pivot yesterday, I definitely want to sell it. So it's going up there in the corner with that other one I want to sell. And then my Rat, since I just put titanium scales on it, I don't know what to do with it yet. I thought about, since I just bought this, to give this as the giveaway knife to Dan Stan. I've got the box for it. I've never cut or carried anything with it. All I did was do an unboxing video and then put it up here on the magnet. And it's got a blade hole like he said he likes for a reverse flick. So I think I'm going to give him this one and another knife that I've got picked out. I mean, that'd be a good free knife, I guess. So full transparency, I'm going to give him one of those Gerber strong arm. No, not going to do that. Do you like that knife, Dan Stan? It's got the blade window and you can reverse flick off of it real easy. It's full titanium. Would you be happy with that? So how about that one? And yeah, I think this is what you're going to get. You're going to get that titanium knife, and then you're going to get this Odenwolf also. And this is the Odenwolf brand new in the box. All I did was an unboxing on it too. But it's a fixed blade. It's their, I believe it's their W1. Can't remember. It's D2 blade steel. It's got a super comfortable handle. So I think this is what you won, man. You won this fixed blade from Odenwolf and this titanium knife. And I'll find the box. I've got the box for this one right behind me somewhere. So you'll have all the boxes and the stuff that came with it. And you're going to get, also, you're going to get one of these sharpeners. So this is a Work Sharp, a field sharpener clone, Work Sharp. So that is your winning package for winning the giveaway. Is that right there? And then I'm going to throw in one of Miss Stacy Bolstered Blades stickers. I'm going to throw in one of my Blade Alchemy lasered business cards. And I'm going to throw in one of my stickers. And one of my other stickers. So that is your score. So you'll get some stickers, one of my lasered cards, a sharpener, 2 knives. And I will get that out to you today and get you a tracking number later. Now, I got to work on Pete. Now, I think I know what I'm giving Pete. I think I got it figured out too. Let me put this let me see if I can figure out where my other two yeah, here they are. So I've got the other 2 milled versions of the Cortex XL2. Besides that yellow one y'all just saw, I've got both of those too. Awesome. The hollow grind on these, man, is so sharp. But that gold one lives next to these 2. Just trying to tidy up some stuff while I'm here. All right. See you later, Ron Crow. Have a good day, sir. I gotta find a better home than this magnetic strip back here for all these knives. I've probably got room in different containers, but I need to figure out how to sort them and where I can find them. At least right now I know how to find them all. I can look back here and see what's behind me, and I kind of remember but there's just kind of some random stuff that don't have any kind of siblings. And if y'all were wondering what I'm talking about when I say the magnetic thing behind me, this is what I'm talking about. Hold on. So on my wall behind me right here, I have this. So this is kind of where they all live. I try not to let them touch. But it's just kind of one of those magnetic strips. So that's where those live. So I was able to clean all that up now. All right, let's see. We're coming up 5 minutes till an hour and a half. What else can we talk about today? Oh yeah, I have a place for my, oh, this isn't a Vosti, this is a petrified fish. Whoops. I've got a petrified fish home too, but I don't remember, I don't know where it's at right now. Oh yeah, and I've got my Swiss Army knife. You know, this thing is like $200, like used in this condition. I had no idea that one I found like 20 years ago would still be worth that much. But even used, this one's worth $200. I just need to get a new battery for the watch and get a pair of tweezers and the tweezers and toothpick. Actually, it doesn't have a place, so it's just tweezers, I guess. No, it's got the tweezers and toothpick, but you can buy replacements for those, I guess. But speaking of Stacy, whose sticker I got there, she found it for me. She found out which model it was and gave me a link to the thing for it. And I couldn't believe how much they were going for. Tripped me out, actually. It's called the Super Timer. So this is what she showed me. It's called the Super Timer. And so when you go to look it up, I found one on eBay that sold for $195. That looks like it's in worse condition than mine, but it might be about the same as mine. But I had no idea. I found this like 15 years ago. And I had no idea it would sell for that much. Yeah, this Viper is an awesome knife. So the full size, the carbon fiber one is 85, but the other ones are like 54. The G10 ones are like $54. And yeah, man, the only problem, oh, TC, that would be awesome, buddy. But the action on this thing is sick. The only problem I have with this knife is I don't know why they didn't shape the bottom of the handles here to fit that finger choil. So you can see the blade has a nice place that could have been a nice finger choil, but now it's the frame, the handles are in the way. And I guess that's just to remain that round place and to have a place to protect your finger from sliding. Yeah, it's called the Viper though. But you can buy it on their AliExpress store or like any on their main website. They're the same price. I got mine off the AliExpress store. But Petrified Fish has a real, like, they have a store on AliExpress. Petrified Fish Viper. So yeah, it's right here. But $52.99 for the black one, the gray one, and the green one. And then the red carbon fiber and the white carbon fiber are $86.99. But for $52, you can't beat that. I mean, that's an awesome knife for $52. I mean, come on. It's got K110 blade steel too, which is cool. But like I said, Petrified Fish, that's the China knife store. I was trying to find the actual Petrified Fish store, but Petrified Fish AliExpress. Oh wait, there it was. Well, I thought that was it. Petrified Fish store. I don't know why I'm not finding it. Maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it. So this is their actual store. Oh my goodness. It's making me sign in. Anyway, you can find it there or on the, I think Amazon has them too. Viper knife. Yeah, so you can get them here too. 2 days shipping. Might as well buy them here. They're the same price, but you gotta pay tax either way. Well, all right, guys. I gotta get this stuff boxed up, dropped off at the post office. Appreciate y'all sticking in with me today. Unless y'all got anything else you really just want to talk about, I'm going to end this one up. Put this back in my front pocket and put this in my back pocket. And everything else is cleaned up. TC, I hope that cut closes up for you. You should show us a picture of it on the Discord sometime. Mr. Ed, I hope you get to feeling better, sir. Dan Stan, congrats on the win. Nick, thank you for being here. John, appreciate you. Knives are life, buddy. Don't work too hard today. Ron Crow. Andrew, appreciate you. Michael, thank you, sir. Pete stays busy. Pete's schedule changed, so he's working during these 2 hours, and he hates it. No, I don't know that he hates it, but Sever7, thank you, sir. Matt Maurer, welcome to the stream. Come back and see us. John, Michael, Matt, Sever, Nick, Ron, TC, Andrew. I think I called out everybody. If I missed you, I appreciate you too. Oh, Mr. Mister. Forgot about Mr. Mister. So I think that was about it. Anyway, y'all have a great Thursday. Get ready for oh, he did post a couple of pics. No, he didn't answer me as far as I know, Andrew. I haven't checked back this morning. Oh wait, is this him? He just said, I currently have a trade pending. If it falls through, I'll let you know. That's what he told me, Andrew. So I don't know if he's talking about you or somebody else, but he said he currently has a trade pending. All right, I got one last question for y'all before you go. Should I buy this limited edition Berg Blades Alpha that is number 25 of 60 with a satin blade grind and a dark stonewash handle? So should I buy this knife right here? It's got a belt satin finish on the blade. It's got a dark stonewash tie handle. It's in a Magna Cut. It's got good lockup. There's the serial number, 25 out of 60 in the back. It is a limited edition. It looks like it's in perfect shape. The clip even looks factory. He says he hasn't carried it. Magna Cut, belt satin, titanium dark stonewash. Should I buy that knife for $260? He's got it listed. He's got it listed for 275. I offered him 250, and he just came back this morning and said that 260, and we got a deal. So should I do it for 260? I mean, with the satin grind and being a limited edition, and the new ones that are just bead blasted and stonewashed are $315. I think 260, $55 off is pretty good. What is 55 out of 350 divided by 315? It's 18% off. I don't know. I just can't make up my mind. Because I've got the tick, and it's smaller than the tick. But it's going all the way across his hand. So it's not a small knife. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with my 250. Although you can't find them on here. If I type Berg Alpha, 5 months ago, one sold for 270 or traded. Whoops. 4 months ago, 275. 5 months ago, 255. This one sold for 255. Oh, that's the micarta. Dang. There's a tick. Here's an alpha 3 months ago, 250. See, that one sold for 250. I think I might stick with the 250, but I like it. I like that dark washed one better than this bead blasted one, I think. It won't show use nearly as much. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. Yeah, I think I'm going to hit him back with the 255. It's a good idea. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to figure that out. Who knows? Y'all might see it next week. Might not. I'll keep you in suspense. I don't need to buy anything else this week, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, love y'all. Hope you have a good Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Best day of the week, besides Saturday, which is actually the best day of the week. Sorry. Mr. Votes, I get it, and JT wants me to get it. And Dan Stan says get it. Well, all right, guys. Hope y'all have a good one. Peace. Hit that thumbs up on your way out, please. Sever said get it too. Yeah, hit that